Hello, everyone. A hearty welcome to my channel again. Okay, today I've got you something very important. Okay, 99% of the English learners struggle in this way. Okay, how to become fluent in English. Okay, so what is it that you should do that you gain that fluency, you master that fluency in English language? Do you know what is that? Exactly. This is what we are going to discuss in today's video. Okay, now and we are going to accomplish this problem. We are going to solve this problem. We are going to accomplish the milestone and conquer this problem. You know how? You know how? By a 5-step process. So all you need to do is just take these 5 steps that I have described in this video. Okay, start implementing in your life. Okay, and you see the difference in next 21 days. Yes, in next 21 days, provided you diligently apply all what I'm saying in this video. Okay, friends. So shall we start? Are you excited to know what's the secret? Okay, what is it that you should do? What is it that you should not do so that you can master fluency in English? Okay, friends, on this note, let's begin. The very first thing to become fluent in English, okay, the very first thing is you have to stop translating. Do not translate. Okay, most of us tend to translate in English by using the language structure of our native language. Okay, which is where we falter big time. Because let me tell you, every language has a different language structure. Okay, so if it is a possibility that the language structure of your native language may be very different from the language structure of English, which is the case. Okay, like if I talk about languages like Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, okay, all these languages, generally, what happens in this languages, what is the sentence structure, what is the language structure of these particular languages? It's generally a subject object verb framework. Okay, so you create a basic sentence. This is what the structure is, this is what the structure you will get. However, if you talk about English works on SVO framework, okay, which is nothing but subject, verb, and object. Now, what happens if you tend to translate, if you tend to translate from your native language to English, the sentence structure is certainly going to be faulty. And somewhere you realize that, oh, something is going wrong while talking, and that's where you hesitate. Okay. So the first thing is that you have to stop translating from your native language to English language. Okay. And do what? And do what? You have to start getting familiar with the standard language structure of English. Okay, so with this, we come to our second step. So the first step was stop translating. Okay, stop translating from your native language to English. Okay, and the second step is make sure that you are aware about the standard language structure of English. Okay, because if you're not aware about the standard language structure, you will have a really tough time creating different sentence structures in English. Okay, and what happens when you're not able to create a sentence, when you're not able to create a sentence structure, what happens? That's where you get that, hesitation. That's where you get that fear of talking, and that's where your fluency gets affected. Okay, so first thing is getting awareness of your standard language structure. Okay, stop translating, start getting awareness of the standard language structure. Once you are equipped with what is the standard language structure of English, okay, then the third thing I will come to very soon. But before that, let me first tell you what do you mean by the standard language structure. What is the meaning of the standard language structure? Standard language structure is nothing but getting absolutely familiar with all the applied aspects of grammar. I am not saying grammar, my friends. Please note, okay? I am not talking about I'm not talking about grammar. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the applied aspects of grammar. So at this point of time, I am not concerned whether you know what is a noun, what are the types of nouns. Of course, we all know that. But even with that level of knowledge, we do not gain our fluency. Do you know what is the why do we have that problem? Why do we have that problem? You know why all this problem happens? The problem happens because you are not familiar as to how are you supposed to use grammar in your day-to-day English. So all when I talk about the knowledge of your grammar, the knowledge of your grammar is just restricted to the applied, just to the theory of grammar, not even applied. Applied is something which is a major missing from our language. Okay, when I say theory of grammar, all that we know is what is a tense? What are the types of tense? How are we supposed to convert from a simple present tense to a present perfect or a past perfect? Okay, what is a noun? What are the types of nouns? What is a pronoun? What are the types of pronouns? And that's it. Friends, with the theory of grammar, you will never be able to create correct sentence structures. So the knowledge that is required to create sentence structure is how are you supposed to use all these eight parts of speech that I keep talking about, the eight parts of speech which makes up your English language. Okay, the English language comprises of these eight parts of speech. So only when once you are equipped with using all these eight parts of speech correctly in your language, that's the day when you will be familiar with different sentence structures. And the day when you're familiar with different sentence structures is the day when you are equipped with the awareness, with the knowledge of the applied aspects of grammar, which means you are completely aware about the standard language structure. Okay, so make sure that you know what is the standard language structure. Okay, unless you fix this part of the knowledge, which is awareness of the standard language structure, creating sentences will be difficult. And till the time you have difficulty in creating sentences, creating different kinds of sentence structures, is the day uh, when you will keep facing fluency issue, when you will keep facing fluency issue. Okay, so if you really want to curb this issue, if you really want to get out of this problem, if you really want to solve this problem, make sure that along with stopping the translation part, you also get firmly equipped with the standard language structure of English. Okay, so that was our step 2, and I hope you know what is standard language structure now. Yeah, it's nothing but knowing, having complete awareness about the applied aspects of grammar, because applied aspects of grammar will help you in creating different sentence structures. And then once you are equipped with this, then the next thing is, include all that you know about the standard language structure, include that part of English, include those sentence structures, include those different types of sentences, vocabularies, everything in your daily routine. Why did I talk about vocabulary now? I just spoke about vocabulary because without having an adequate wealth of vocabulary, it is difficult to express everything in English. Okay. And even when it comes to learning a vocabulary, as I've spoken in my earlier videos too, that every vocabulary, when we are learning a new word is learned not just by knowing the meaning of the word, but the learning gets completed only when you know the part of speech of that word. Okay, because depending on the part of speech of that particular word, you will be creating sentences. Your sentence structures are going to differ. So if I tell you use fast, okay, as an adverb in the sentence, your sentence structure is going to be different. Okay, if I tell you use fast as an adjective in the sentence, it's going to be a different sentence structure. Are you getting it? Use fast as a noun in this sentence, the sentence structure is going to differ. Use fast as a verb in this sentence, your sentence structure is going to differ. So it's just one simple word, fast, but it can have different parts of speech. And on the basis of the parts of speech, the sentence structures are going to drastically differ. That's what it is. Okay. So, hence, I told you once you are familiar with applied aspects of grammar, then the next thing is include that part in your daily routine, in your WhatsApp chats, in your emails, in your colloquials. Colloquials is basically your oral conversations with your friends, with your colleagues, etc. Okay. Once you start including English in your daily routine, okay, that's where you will be able to create an environment for you in English. Yeah. So when I say creating an environment, it just does not mean that you have to keep talking in English. Of course, you have to do that by default, but at the same time, read a little. Okay. And then observe the sentence structures as to how that article has been created, what kind of sentence structures are used, what kinds of words are used, and what is the part of speech of that word. And on the basis of the part of speech, how are the words used in different sentences? Because unless you know the part of speech of that word, okay, you will not be able to use it in your daily English. You will not be able to create sentences out of that word in English. Okay, so then create an environment, listen to podcast, just give 5 minutes to listening, 5 minutes to reading. Okay, and make sure that you are, when you're chatting, or when you're emailing, in any kind of written conversation, make sure that you had, do it in English by using the right sentence structures. Okay, so just 20 minutes daily, okay, can actually give you phenomenal results. Okay, so just 20 minutes daily, 5 minutes of listening, 5 minutes of reading, and constantly applying what you have learned, constantly applying the standard language structure in your day-to-day English, in your chats, etc., can actually create a very fruitful environment for you. Okay, and once you do that, make sure that make sure that you practice. Okay, the practice is the only thing that will make sure that you are leveling up daily. Okay, friends. So in order to elevate your English quotient, make sure that you do all these 5 steps correctly. Okay, so the second one is very important, getting awareness about the standard language structure. Because if you do not know what is the standard language structure of English, trust me, friends, you will continue to struggle. Okay, without having the knowledge of standard language structure, even if you're listening to too many English podcasts, even if you're watching too many English videos, too many YouTube videos, what is going to happen? You will just pick up that limited information from the videos. You will just pick up that limited information from the podcast. You will use it, you will copy that, you will use it in your language, and then again you're going to stop. Okay. So it's like your car will move a little ahead with that restricted information, and then it will stop again. But if you really want your car, you know, to be on a highway, okay, your way highway, if you really want your car to be on highway, and if you really want to drive without stopping, if you really want to go on with your language, the the only solution is, please know what is the standard language structure. You cannot learn any language without getting familiar with the standard language structure of that language. It's not just English. You talk about any language. Okay, friends? So know what is the standard language structure of English. Okay. Then make sure that you include that in your daily routine and practice. And if you really want to get, you know, if you really want to achieve that mastery in applying that, in first to knowing what is that standard language structure, then applying that in your daily routine, then I welcome you to my paid community. Okay, wherein I train my students not only on the applied aspects of grammar, not just on the applied aspects of grammar, but I facilitate them. I make sure that I create an environment, I give them a community wherein they're interacting on day-to-day basis. Okay, so that you get an environment also, and you are also applying what you have learned with me. Okay, so in case if this interests you, make sure that you check the description. You can get in touch with me, and I shall love to help you. Okay, ठीक है, so that should be a pleasure helping you all. So I hope this video has helped you to a great extent. Okay, make sure that you follow these 5 steps diligently and become fluent fast as possible. Okay, friends. So signing off from here. I will see you again in the next video with some or the other problems that you guys are facing. Let me bring something for y'all. Okay, till then, thank you so much and goodbye.